You are valuable. You do have purpose. You are not what they said you were. Prosperity will find you. You are successful. You are beautiful. Your past does not define you. The moment you decide to look outside of yourself for value is the moment you give your rights away to be authentically you. Your value is not in what your mother thinks of you, what your father thinks of you, what your family and friends think of you. Your value is what you think of yourself. That is the secret to authentically loving and being you.
Welcome to Soul Food with Sadie. It's time to feed your soul, uplifting others through inspiration, motivation, and edifying the soul so we can be the best version of ourselves. Here's your host, Sadie Evans.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Thank you all for tuning in to Soul Food with Sadie. You guys, thus far, season 2 has been on fire. I have a special guest today, someone who is near and dear to my heart. This is someone that was there for me when I was in a really dark place. I had just become a single mother and I was really struggling with my children. And she was there to connect me with the resources that I need to achieve what I'm achieving now. She was there for me to counsel me when I was needing therapy and couldn't afford it. And she was just there for me. So I am so excited to introduce you guys to Andrea. She is a CEO of Andrea Miss Achievers nonprofit organization since 2005. She is from Lincoln, Nebraska. She wears so many hats, you guys, I can't even name them all. How are you?
I am blessed.
That is amazing. How have you been?
Well, it looks easy. I walk with a smile, but the burden is heavy.
Yes.
And, with God carrying me, I make it through. I'm able to move and make it through and do what he leads me to do.
Yes, yes. Can you tell the audience a little bit about who you are and the many hats that you do wear?
Well, I am a mother of 7 children, 4 boys and 3 girls. Anything that affects them in the community, well, it's going to affect me, our family, and then it's definitely going to trigger out into community because you find people that have the same experiences that you're having. I have been, my curriculum vitae is pretty extensive. I'll say it's about 12, maybe more pages. I have a lot of certifications. I love to learn. My grandmother said, you're not grown because you can always learn. I work in the community. People come to me from all walks of life for help because people send them to me. I've always been that resourceful person. Where I met you and connected with you was when I was working with Parent Connectors with University of Nebraska Lincoln. It was a study that we were doing and it came out to be successful because you are proof of that. And that was a program where you live those experiences that the people that you're serving have. So it brings empathy about, you can earn trust because they're like, oh, she's been there. You don't sit there and talk about what happened to you because it's not about you. You're meeting that person where they are and you're making sure that they know you've been there. So it's not like I can actually sit here and say, I understand because I do. It's what we call effective sharing because it does bring results. And you, again, are proof of that. I'm working on a campaign with Lincoln Public Schools for accountability. And oh my goodness, I have all kinds of information flooding in. The youth are standing up, encouraging them to do that. I'm telling you, I'm vibrating right now just talking about it because it's powerful what's happening in the work that I'm doing. I'm actually in the midst of it, growing. I don't even know how to put that in words, because I'm in the midst of it. And so I'm going to be doing Streets Alive on Sunday, which is for healthylincoln.org. And I am going to be bringing our Dream Achievers Art and Science program out. We're going to sign folks up, let them know about who we are. Like you said, we've been going since 2005, bringing Mother's Day barbecues to the community for 10 years.
Yes.
And giving those gifts, going out there and the community agencies and businesses donating wonderful items, for the mothers in the free raffle that we have. Being there for youth and children in our school system and supporting them because, honey, they're our future. Yeah, they're our future.
That's just so good that you still in the community working, still advocating for people. This lady has been advocating. I was looking at your speaker profile. I want to say, did it say 1985?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my God, I wasn't even born in 1985. You've been advocating for people. So that is your purpose. That is your calling. And you are truly walking in it. I want to know, were there any limited beliefs that stood in your way when you started this?
Oh, most definitely. Knowing that, my past and where I come from, because I come from trauma, childhood trauma, a lot of it. But the villagers around me always encouraged me. I knew I was important. The indigenous women in our community named me Frassie at a young age, Frassie. They said the meaning is I've been here before. I come back as an ancestor. Here I am. You know what I mean? My grandmother said when I was a little girl, she'd have to hold my feet down when we'd ride through downtown. Because, honey, I was like the mayor, waving and saying, hi, how you doing to everybody. And I must have got good feedback because, I'm still able to have a voice.
Yes.
And so it stems from childhood, like you said, and the limited beliefs I had, I was out there selling drugs, just wilding, trying to find my way, trying to survive really, but being judged, criminalized.
Yes.
And so at the end, so what am I going to tell myself? I tried to bring programs to our public school systems, and I know I have brilliant ideas, but they won't accept me. They don't want me in there because of what they are built in, a system that oppresses people. And so, it's been hard. I've gone to places and they say no, they'll tell me no, but they'll let someone who is white do a packet to show, how she's grown, but they wouldn't even allow it for me. And so, okay, I had a lot of proof on top of the beliefs that I limited myself with. I told myself I would never be here where I'm at right now today. I'm living my dream right now. Yeah. So, the limited beliefs, honey, I'm 56 years old and I'm not ashamed to say it. And I have had limited beliefs my whole life. And then even when I still get up and try, I get knocked down and people don't, I stand out. So it's a problem. You know what happens with that. And you have to be strong. Yeah, I've had a lot of limited beliefs. I didn't think I could own a $5 million home. I told myself, you'll never own a home, so you'll just be on the assistance for the rest of your life, getting housing. You have 7 kids. You could stay on it for many years to come. Mind shifting. Came.
Look at you now. When you were just talking and you were saying how many doors had closed in your face, it just had dropped in my spirit. You are the one that's supposed to have a door and open it for others. Those doors closed because you are a leader. You're not the tail, you're the head. And look at you now. You're the head. And now you're opening doors for others. So back then, it looked like you were defeated. But guess what? It was only preparing you for this moment right here. Somebody listening to this and you feel defeated right now. You feel like, why are all these doors closing in my face? Why is this not happening the way I want it to happen? But we have a living example, 2 living examples of people that were in the same position, but now they are the individuals that have the doors for it to be open for others to walk through. So don't give up on yourself and press through and break free from those limited beliefs. I know you were saying that you didn't think you would have a home. So that I know that you had hindering beliefs because you didn't think this about yourself. I know that these beliefs hindered you. Can you give us more in detail of how these beliefs hindered you?
Well, I'd be owning a home right now. I would be where I am right now back then, back when I was 25, because I had it in me, you know. So I tell myself, you know what? You have a lot to learn. God isn't ready to catapult you out there. You have to be ready. You have to have the tools. You have to go through the combat training in order to get here. And it takes a long time. It's taken me many years. But guess what? Like you said, others around me, they won't have to go through that because they got it right here. And I'll show them the way and teach them the way. I've always wanted to do that. And so, you know, not being able to, so I told myself, no, you're not going to have a $5 million home, girl. Because when I did shift my mind and say, okay, you can own a home, I got to looking at beautiful homes, lakefront homes with a swimming pool. That's my dream. Having a downstairs area that has a kitchenette so that I can care for my mother, you know, because, you know, I'm caring for my mother now. And you know, don't get me wrong. I'm very thankful for where I'm at right now. It's a blessing where I'm at. So I'm looking at $100,000 homes. There I was with that limited belief, you know, and then in me, all of a sudden, see, I'm learning to what I call go into mind shift mode. And so right away it stopped. You know, I've trained myself to stop doing it right there on the spot.
Yes.
And I told myself, why? And to me, it was God speaking to me. Why can't you have a $500 million home? Guess what? I started looking at those $500 million homes.
You have to.
I can have a home here and where my daughter resides in Colorado. So who's to tell me I'm not? Me. That's the only person besides God that can stop me. My mantra and prayer every day, which was given to me from one of my educators when I received my bachelor's degree in social work at Nebraska Wesleyan. She said, make your mantra your prayer. I am worthy.
Yes. Yes. I want to tell you that you are worthy. I've worked with you directly. I can vouch that you are worthy. You are worthy.
Thank you, my sister. And so are you. You are worthy. We all are worthy.
We all are. What she stated is you have to be ready to receive the blessing. Sometimes we want things so fast and we want things to happen in our life when we want them to happen, but spiritually, financially, mentally, and physically, we're not ready. A blessing too soon is not a blessing at all. You do have to really shift your mindset. I remember when I first moved to Georgia from Nebraska, I was depressed. I was broken. Oh my gosh, so many emotions was going through my mind. I literally had got approved for this apartment and it was right in the middle of what people consider the hood. And I just knew that was where I was going to be for my stay in Atlanta. But I was like, you know what, God, I'm going to get up every day and I'm going to ride through every single day. I never missed a day. My kids would get off the bus from school and I would ride through subdivisions with $300,000 homes. I knew I couldn't afford it then. I knew I could not afford it then, but I didn't stop. So when it was time to move, I literally moved into a home in a subdivision that I went and I looked. I didn't think that was going to happen for me, but I shifted my mind and I never, ever, ever stopped going to those neighborhoods. And I would say when I was in those neighborhoods, I would declare, I would be like, one day God is going to bless me with a home like this. One day I'm going to put in the work and I'm going to have a home like this. And I did not stop. I've never seen anyone in my family live in a home 3,000 square feet. I've never seen it. So sometimes when we don't see something or we're not comfortable with something or used to something, that becomes a limited belief because we ain't having a standard to measure. So we don't think that we can achieve it because ain't nobody behind us ever achieved it. But you can achieve it and you will achieve it. And I'm visual. I believe you go to where them houses is at. And I believe you begin to declare that one of those houses is yours. You begin to declare that God will provide the finances, the credit, whatever it is you need to get one of those houses. And I know that God will be faithful to that because he did it for me.
Yes. I want to say this. I feel you, when I just came out of homelessness last year, but That's what we could look at it as.
Mm.
But I knew it was a transition. I knew that God was taking me to something greater. And all those homes, when I was looking for a home, just to rent, you know, I was looking at homes, like you said. There was one I went and looked at, it smelled just like cat urine.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'll clean it up, Jesus. And he said, no. I had an agency ready to help me pay my deposit. And then they pulled it out from under me because they said I didn't have good credibility with my last landlord. But that's what the agency is for, to help homeless people, you know? So I said, God, why am I here? And he said, you're here to see how they treat the people. I experienced it because that's how I work. You know, that's my calling. The experiences I have will help others, because you know what? I looked at them houses and I said, oh, I wish I could be we could be in this house or that house. And guess what? Now I ride down the block and I'm like, I'm in something bigger and greater than what I was looking at.
Yeah. Yes, we be thinking we want something, and again, it goes back to a blessing too soon is not a blessing at all. You was thinking that would have been a blessing for you.
Yes.
But that would have been miserable. That would have been miserable. Look at the blessing, because you waited. Because you waited and you transformed your mind. What does mind transformation mean to you?
Mind transformation, and you know, it's a continuous process is what it means to me, because you can continue to learn every day. Yeah. I'm not the same woman I was this morning as I am sitting here with you today, right now, in this moment. Mm-hmm. So, you know, mind shifting, you know, is blocking, to me, the limited beliefs, because they're going to come. You know, let's be real. They're going to pop up and they're going to come. So you have to be ready to block it with that mindset shift. And it comes immediately to me now, because you gave these two experiences that I was having a name. I could identify as soon as I saw what the subject matter was. I tell people those two words, you know, them two names, limited beliefs and mindset shifting, they speak for themselves just in you know, the name of it. So I started knowing and feeling and seeing, going back and saying, you know what? I know I've done that and I still do. Mm-hmm. But guess what? I can combat it and eliminate that limited belief right away, because I'll shift my mind. And I know it's God talking to me as well. That's how I look at it. Mm-hmm. So it helps me accept it even more. I'm vibrating right now, speaking of it. It's the truth. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So when I get to that point, I block it. No. Yeah, you can have a $500,000 home.
Come on.
Girl, get to looking.
Yep.
And I've been looking.
Yes.
You are very inspirational. I have to say that, because you helped me to come out of those limited beliefs as well with your actions. I want to write a book. You know, I want to do, you know, so many things that I'm in the midst of. But then I'd say, well, they put the work in. There's something I'm not doing. It's never going to happen. You know what? Boom. Then here comes the Lord with a gift message from an angel on earth that said to me, it's already finished.
Yes.
That's only part of it. Yes. You don't need to put your whole 56 years in there. Start here.
Come on.
And be an inspiration here. Yes. When you was a child. And you know, yeah, everybody talks about trauma. Those are all the books that are out there. And you inspired me in that way too, because there's so many of them out there. Mm-hmm. So now I've gone and done the research on the things that I was traumatized by in my book called Frassie's Novel. And you know what? I did the research to see how it affected me and what things in that research, you know, the effects of those traumatic experiences had on my life in limiting me and putting those beliefs of limit on my brain. You see? So my novel is the same thing. It's an inspiration. So guess what? I'm not gonna let you be upset at the trauma. I'm taking you beyond it. I'm taking you from there to where I am today.
Yes. Yes.
And I get to add this experience to my novel because so it's finished, but I get to add that I'm adding limited beliefs and mindset shifting, and your wonderful touch on my life with giving me the actual words, to know what those experiences were.
Mm. Wow, that is so deep to me because when I met you, I was in a place where I had limited beliefs, and you met me at a place where, and you will always tell me all these positive things about myself, and I pretended like I believed them, but I didn't. I didn't believe anything you were telling me. And now I'm on this podcast with you, and I'm getting the goosebumps because I realize how it's a circle of life for real, y'all. She helped me at my lowest, and she's stating that I helped her when she was in a place with these limited beliefs. The circle of life is so amazing. So don't ever get to a place where you feel like you stuck and you feel like you are no good for no one, or you feel like you just always a burden on someone, because I'm telling you, I'm a living witness. You're a living witness that things get better if we shift our mind. But if we go into everything with a defeated mindset, we will get defeated results. Go into things with a mindset like, this is going to be the best experience I ever had in my life. Life is going to be beautiful for me, and watch those things begin to manifest in your life. Can you give us a time, walk us through a time where you literally had to go in and shift your mindset to get to this place right now?
Baby, yes. And the Lord handed it right to me when you asked. This time last year, maybe back in March of last year, of 2019, so much adversity was happening around me. So many things was being revealed that was so dark and hurting me, and the people around me was hurting me, and I did not feel worthy. I got kicked out of political groups, because I was honest about whether they were being white saviors or real allies when Black Lives Matter popped off. And it was traumatic for all of us. But my experience was, I went to Colorado to see my oldest daughter, and she was graduating with her bachelor's degree. That's supposed to be a wonderful time, but it was the worst ever. And when I got back, everything was just blowing up. I felt so unworthy. I don't think I've ever felt so low in my whole life than I did that time, feeling like a failure to my children. I have 7. They said we wouldn't be nothing, laughed at me about, having a safe haven for children to come and, building them up. They told me I was crazy back then. And so all of that came up, and I found myself in my tub. That hot water felt so wonderful. And this is at like 4 a.m. I haven't had no sleep. I've been going through it. And, no lack of sleep will hurt you so bad.
Yes.
I sat in that tub and I thought, oh, this water feels so hot, and it felt so good. And then I want to say it was the devil on my shoulder. He said, you're not worthy. Nobody wants you. Look, the public school system don't want you. You got kicked out of the group. Look how folks is treating you that you trusted and cared for. You're not worthy. Don't nobody want you. You might as well. Wouldn't it feel good just to cut your wrist in this water and, feel the warmth of your, coming into the water and just lay on back and leave here. And I saw the Lord before me, and I felt my grandmother's wonderful, ever-loving wings surround me in that tub that morning. And they said, no, you are worthy.
Come on.
You will get out this tub, and you will open your mouth and get fed and get the support you want. See, a lot of the times we have expectations of people because they're your mother or your children or whoever, whatever title they have, that they're supposed to do this. Well, if they're your child, they're supposed to cut your grass. If they're your mother, she's supposed to know your situation and just listen when you need her to listen at times, and realizing that, you know what, you don't give them the opportunity because you don't open your big mouth and let you open your mouth for everything else but yourself and what your needs are and your self-care. So I got out that tub and I went to sleep and I called my family. I called my mother. I called my children's father, and they were very supportive. I got, the children's father sent me to a hotel to just have time for a few days on my own, which was wonderful. I sat there and cried and went through a breakthrough. A breakthrough happened. As I was going through that, I received a call from a friend who lives in Florida and told me, Andrea, they want your anti-bullying restorative circle program in public school systems in Florida. So that was my confirmation to me from God, baby, you're worthy. And every day that every day that he's bringing these blessings into my life and me helping me realize my dream and making sure that I'm in the calling that he wants for me. In the midst of all that, I know that I'm so glad that I did not let that devil on my shoulder take me out of this world. Yeah. He don't want me to, he didn't want me, that mind shift to start happening. Yeah, he's against me. He didn't want me to succeed. Guess what? I'm rising like a phoenix from the ashes, baby.
Come on.
And I'm more powerful every time I have to die inside.
Come on. Ooh, that was so good. That was so good. I want you to repeat that. Repeat that, please.
Rising like a phoenix from the ashes, baby. And you best believe every time I have to die inside and come back from them ashes, I'm coming back more powerful and greater every time. Impact, baby. I'm making impact every time. And it's so profound. All I can do is say, praise the Lord.
Yes.
Goosebumps, my body's vibrating because that's real.
Yes. I'm telling you, like when I get the goosebumps all over my body, I know I'm in alignment. So I know that you speaking to not only me, but you speaking to somebody that's listening to this, that be getting called crazy by their family, by friends, or whoever. And when people can't fully comprehend the call that's on your life, they call it crazy because they don't understand it. But it ain't for them to understand. It ain't nothing about you crazy. You just got a call on your life. And sometimes we have to stop thinking individuals are against us because we are afraid to advocate for ourselves. Because if you did not call your family, you would have still felt so alone. And you might not be here right now to be telling your testimony. But because you did not let the enemy win, and because you knew that the call was on your life, and because you knew that you was not crazy, you made sure that you made that call and you got the support that you needed. You are the phoenix that rise from the ashes. And I'm honored to be on this podcast interviewing you. And so much greatness is just headed your way because you decided to shift your mindset. At what point did you realize that this mindset was hindering you?
I have to say, in the process of coming out of the transition of what I call homelessness, because I was leaving a situation where a man was abusing me and he was hurting my whole family because they wouldn't come around me because of him. But I was still trying to hold on. And in my mind, I kept hearing, and I know this number, God, you're holding on to something God himself would not hold on to. He told me then, baby, you're blocking your blessings. I need you gotta purge some things to move forward because these blessings isn't for those individuals or that situation or environment. I'm getting ready to take you to a better environment and they're not ready. You got to leave them behind and let me. You can't save the world. Let me do my part. Because I need you to go do what I need you to do, which is to testify to the people that they are worthy and that they can rise like a phoenix from the ashes, because you're going to be even more stronger. Hold on, because that blessing right there, when it's the hardest for you, you better know it. You better know. I do now. I know now. So nothing will hold me back.
Yes, that is so good. And I truly do believe that people come in our life to teach us a lesson. And we mess up by holding on to that thing that is there to teach us a lesson in that season. We mess up by holding on to it and trying to take it into another season when God didn't ordain that for our life. So now we sitting up in a relationship at a job with this business, and it's chaotic and it's dysfunctional, and we begging God to take us out of it, but God never ordained that for our life. So we have to know when people are there for a lesson or a blessing. And we have to know in what season do we release and do we pick up people. So thank you for sharing that with us. Why do you think mindset is so important when facing obstacles? Because you have faced so many obstacles and you shifted your mindset to get to where you are today because you were just ready and you were just tired of having this victim mentality. So why do you think it's so important when we face obstacles?
It's very important because you know what? We're sitting here trying to please everybody, and we want to be friends with everybody, and we want, we want to be we're all great, and we want everyone to see us in a great light. That's not real. You have to be real with yourself and look in the mirror and face yourself and tell yourself the truth. That's where mindset shifting happened, because I was in the throes of chaos, shifting the mind, knowing, oh, I'm tired, Lord. And he was bringing me the answer. He said, girl, you got to purge some things.
Come on.
You have to let some things go. They're not going with you. Because the greatness I have before you, honey, I have to deal with these individuals that you have to purge right now. You have to give them to me and let me show your faith in me that I can. You go and stay focused on what I have before you. You know what it is. You've known what it is since you was a child. I need you to get that mindset shifting, ma'am, so that you can receive the blessings that I have for you. So mindset shifting has been very important in my life, honey. And it's because I wouldn't be here today. I would not. I would have taken my life had I not been shifting my mind all along. When I was in that horrible relationship, I had started mind shifting. Didn't know what it was. Didn't know the name.
Yeah.
Back in 2015. I was in this horrible relationship for 10 years. And, I'd sit there and be going to school and typing my papers, getting A's on my papers, praise the Lord, because I love doing research, love to learn, love to teach, love to share, love to help people grow. So that's where my mindset was at that time, in the moment, why this person sat beside me and tell me, you ain't better than everybody. Don't nobody love you. Look how your people treat you. And I believed it. But I was in the midst fighting with mind, set shifting. I was fighting with it, because I had God and my ancestors and my guardian angels. They over here saying he lying. The devil is a lie. The devil is a lie. And then I would ride down the street and there's a sign. The devil is a lie.
Yes.
None but God. I'm getting them vibrations right now because it's the truth. It's real.
Yeah.
I'm living it right now.
Yes. Somebody is listening. Are y'all catching these gems? First of all, are y'all truly catching these gems that she's giving us? Somebody is listening to this, and right now you in a relationship with somebody and they just telling you all this stuff that is not true about yourself, and it's just feeding into them limited beliefs that's already there. We have somebody here right now that has been able to free themselves from that and shift their mindset from that. I'm a firm believer that when we search outside of ourselves for validation, we give our rights away to authentically be us. So we have to search within ourselves and we have to love who we are in order to walk and be authentic to who we are meant to be. And if we don't, we'll never get there. It is so sad when I think about some people who truly leave this earth without truly shifting their mind and walking in their purpose. That scares me.
That is scary.
That's terrifying to me.
It's terrifying. When you said it, my heart just dropped. My heart dropped. And I was like, oh, yeah, I don't want that for anyone. We don't want that for anyone. That's why we do what we do.
Yes. Advocacy. Someone is listening. They want to know, oh, wow, she shifted her mind. She was in an abusive relationship. She was homeless. What practical things did she do to shift her mindset? Can you give me 3 ways that you shifted your mindset to achieve your success?
The messages from, and I can only say from God, because as soon as I would have those negative, limited beliefs, they had been telling me all along. I've been hearing, all along in my mind. I wasn't accepting the mind shift. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I was still stuck in limited beliefs, stagnated there. So it was definitely being in those horrifying experiences. How can you survive? Mm-hmm. So the desire to survive, knowing that if I stayed driven, that I would be able to, I watched that show Driven, watching Beyonce and them, and they got no. You thought they just came out as stars all of a sudden. No, it didn't happen like that, honey. It took some work and years to get there. And I understood that. I knew, I grasped that when I watched that show. And I wrote that word down, driven. And I have to say the third one is, it's God. He saved me. When I was lost, he helped me be found. Every time I was going through something, if he didn't come and pick me up, I wouldn't be here today speaking to you. Because as you know where I from whence I came, but no, you can't let it stop you. You have to, tell yourself every day. Look yourself in the mirror. Tell yourself, girl, you beautiful. Man, you beautiful. Hey, I'm beautiful. And tell yourself, I am worthy.
Yes. I am worthy.
Learning to pray better. Instead of saying, Lord, you see my situation. You're here with me. I know you're carrying me. And when I'm doing wrong, please forgive me. It's just me and him. It was just me and God all along. And I realized I didn't need the acceptance from everybody. I'm out here fighting battles and I feel alone a lot of the time. But you know what? When I get to feeling alone, I know I got God right there. He got me in his ever-loving arms and he's going to see it through.
Yes. I am worthy. I am worthy. Everyone say it with me, even you.
Okay.
We're just gonna, that's our homework. We're gonna say, I am worthy. And we're gonna mean it. Let's say it. I
am worthy. In God's glorious name.
I am worthy. We are worthy. Y'all are worthy. She stated that the steps she took to shift her mindset was meditation, truly hearing from God. Her desire to survive helped her shift her mindset. And she put in the work. She did not let no's stop her. A lot of times we let them no's or them closed doors hinder us from proceeding forward, not realizing that it's something better. You see, if you would have let that no stop you from, you would have been in that apartment that was smelling like cat urine. But you did not let that no stop you. You continue to go on this path and look at you now. You're there with this sign behind you that says, think, plan, react, adjust, define, and finish. How beautiful to even wake up every day and be able to read that affirmation and get the motivation to do what you are meant to do. There's someone listening to this and they're at a standstill in their life due to their limited beliefs. What would you say to them to encourage them to press forward?
Don't believe the limited beliefs. Do not believe it. Do not believe those thoughts and those opinions to be absolute truth, such as I am not good enough. I'm too old. I'll never own my own home. When you start getting those thoughts, you better combat it with mindset shifting and let the Lord speak to you. Open yourself up, because He's going to speak to you only to Him. Open yourself up only to Him, not just open yourself up, only to God.
Yes.
He's going to tell you. And you know, y'all know it, we all do. Because guess what? Soon as we hear that negative belief coming, we'll stay stuck in believing it. Don't believe it. It's hype. It's the devil lying to you. And so say to yourself when that comes, the devil is a lie, and thank you, Jesus, for the blessings to come. Yes. And keep it moving. Dust yourself off, baby, because you can do, you're here for a reason.
Yes.
You have gifts.
Yes.
Use them.
And remember, you are worthy. You are worthy. She said, do not believe those limited beliefs. So if someone is listening to this and you feel stuck, don't believe that belief that's making you stuck. Get yourself up, meditate, hear from God, have a desire to survive and put in the work and stop allowing those no's to keep you stuck. Thank you so much for that. On Soul Food with Sadie, I believe all things start with a seed, because a lot of people planted seeds in my life, including you, and God watered the seeds with other individuals, and here's the harvest of it right now. So my job is to plant seeds in others, and through these episodes, I want to water those seeds so that they can be the best version of themselves, which is the harvest. So a seed is one word that you will leave with the audience that they can ponder on and that they can build off of. What would that seed be?
The seed would be you're worthy. Be your best self. Get out there. Get up. You are amazing, and know that you are amazing because God made you in His likeness.
Yes, worthy. You are worthy. We going back to that because I'm gonna ponder on that. I'm gonna be walking in the morning because I do my morning walks, and I'm gonna be like, I am worthy. I am worthy. When I feel defeated, I'm gonna say, I am worthy. When I feel like I don't want to get up today and do a job, I am worthy. And we gotta get that deep down off in our soul. You are worthy. You are worthy. Thank you so much for being a guest on Soul Food with Sadie. Someone's going to listen to this and they're going to be like, wow, she really sparked something in me. How can I connect with her? Where they can reach you at?
Well, a lot of people just find me on Facebook under Andrea Evans. It's the picture of me with my little makeup on, and I have my Bob Marley shirt on. You can maybe leave me a message at this point. And I have also our Dream Achievers Arts and Science program page on Facebook. You can go on there. I also have anti-bullying support page. You can go on there. I'm going to be at Streets Alive on Sunday. If you're in our area, come and check out my music therapy demonstration and village connection line dances, which we're going to dance together and do the Cupid shuffle, bringing the people together. So reach out.
Yeah. So if you're in Lincoln, Nebraska or Omaha, Nebraska, and you're listening to this, go support Miss Audrey. Go support her, you guys. Thank you guys for listening to Soul Food with Sadie. I just want to take the time to give you your flowers, you know, because sometimes we don't get our flowers while we here. You are such a gem. I just want you to know that you really play a big piece in my life. You can remember when I told you I was moving to Atlanta and you really was like, you gonna do great. You told me all these positive things. I didn't believe that, but look at the seeds you planted in my life. So know that you are here for a purpose. Know that your work is not in vain. Even on those days that you feel like, I don't want to keep doing this because it's in vain. It's not. You were never meant to be the tail. You are the head. And thank you so much for just being a gem to people that need it, people that's scared to speak up for themselves.
Thank you, baby. Thank you for those flowers. I'm holding them in my arms, baby. And, I have to go and lay to rest my grandmother's niece, who was the matriarch of the family. But you know what? I walk in there with my arms full of flowers that you gave me. That will carry me through the rest of my life. I'll never forget this.
Yes. Thank you so much. Is there anything else you would like to leave with the listeners?
I would just like to say, Miss Sadie is one of my babies. She's one of my Empress daughters, I call her. I never knew the power that I gave you, but I know I tried. And I am so proud. I'm a proud parent sitting here today. I am. I look at you and, I've reached it one. Yeah. But I've reached more than one. But yeah. I've reached one, honey. You. And guess what? You're doing the work that I've always, and I knew I couldn't do it by myself. So you have been handpicked, baby. And thank you, because you are definitely inspiring me and changing my life to this day. So I can learn from you as well. Thank you for the gems that you give.
Thank you. We was connected for a reason. I truly believe in divine connections. Yes. Thank you all for listening to Soul Food with Sadie. Another great episode. Wow, season 2 is coming through. I am filled up already. My cup is so full, you guys. Audrey said, I am worthy. My take on today's show was always to meditate. Make sure I'm meditating so that I can hear from God, so that I can be able to shift my mindset and align with my purpose. She also said her desire to survive was something that kept her going. Make sure we always have a desire to thrive and survive in life. That is your why. That is somebody's why. She did not allow those no's to stop her. Somebody is allowing a no to stop them right now. And I challenge you to no longer let that no stop you and proceed and press forward to what you are supposed to do and watch your life thrive in every aspect. Thank you again for tuning in to Soul Food with Sadie. If you are interested in being a guest on the show, email me at coach@SadieMaeEvans.com. And as always, take the seeds that are for you and leave the rest for others. Make sure your cup is always so full of goodness that you spill onto others. Thank you for tuning in to Soul Food with Sadie. I am thankful for health in my body, peace in my mind, ears to hear and eyes to see. I am thankful for hands to write, legs and feet to stand, and wisdom to understand the gems that were given unto me today. I am thankful that I can create a strategy that I can implement into my life. I am thankful I am divinely created for such a time as this. I will be thankful for the small things, because the small things are only preparing me for the bigger things that are coming into my life.